collection is an important part of the taxation system because it ensures that tax obligations are fulfilled by taxpayers who do not pay their taxes on time. In general, tax collection refers to a series of actions carried out by tax authorities to collect unpaid tax debts in accordance with applicable laws and regulations. The purpose of tax collection is not only to secure state revenue but also to improve taxpayer compliance and create fairness in the tax system. In Indonesia, tax collection is regulated by law and carried out by the Directorate General of Taxes. Tax collection begins when a taxpayer fails to pay their tax liabilities by the due date.
At this stage, the taxpayer is considered to have tax arrears. However, tax collection does not immediately involve strict enforcement measures. Instead, the tax authority prioritizes voluntary compliance by giving taxpayers opportunities to settle their tax obligations without coercive action. The first stage of tax collection is the issuance of a tax reminder letter. This letter serves as an official notification informing the taxpayer that they have outstanding tax liabilities that must be paid. The reminder letter aims to increase awareness and encourage taxpayers to fulfill their obligations voluntarily. At this stage, taxpayers still have the opportunity to pay their tax debt without facing severe legal consequences. If the taxpayer ignores the reminder letter and fails to settle the tax debt, the tax authority may proceed to the next stage by issuing a forced collection letter, commonly known as a surat paksa. This letter has strong legal authority and requires the taxpayer to pay their outstanding tax liabilities within a specified period. The issuance of a forced collection letter indicates that the tax authority is taking firmer action to ensure compliance. When the taxpayer continues to neglect their tax obligations after receiving the forced collection letter, the tax authority may take enforcement actions such as asset seizure. Asset seizure involves identifying and temporarily confiscating the taxpayer's assets as collateral for the unpaid tax debt. These assets may include cash in bank accounts, vehicles, land, buildings, or other valuable property owned by the taxpayer. Asset seizure is conducted according to legal procedures to protect the rights of both the taxpayer and the government. If the tax debt remains unpaid after the seizure, the confiscated assets may be auctioned. The auction process aims to convert the seized assets into funds that can be used to settle the taxpayer's outstanding tax liabilities. Any remaining balance after the settlement may be returned to the taxpayer in accordance with applicable regulations. This stage represents one of the strongest enforcement measures in the tax collection process. In addition to asset seizure and auction, tax authorities may also impose administrative sanctions, such as fines and interest, on unpaid tax liabilities. In certain cases, taxpayers may face travel restrictions or other legal consequences if they repeatedly fail to comply with tax obligations. These measures are designed to create a deterrent effect and encourage long-term compliance. Tax collection is not merely a punitive process, but also an important tool for educating taxpayers about their responsibilities. By enforcing tax regulations consistently, the government sends a clear message that tax compliance is mandatory and that failure to comply will result in legal consequences. At the same time, tax collection helps ensure equal treatment among taxpayers, so that compliant taxpayers are not disadvantaged compared to those who avoid paying taxes. Another important aspect of tax collection is the balance between enforcement and taxpayer protection. Tax collection is not solely aimed at forcing taxpayers to pay their debts, but also at encouraging voluntary compliance through education and clear procedures. Many cases of tax arrears occur due to a lack of understanding of tax regulations or temporary financial difficulties. Therefore, tax authorities often provide reminders, explanations, and opportunities for taxpayers to settle their obligations before applying stricter enforcement measures. In carrying out tax collection, the principles of transparency, fairness, and legal certainty must be upheld to ensure that taxpayers clearly understand their rights and obligations. Taxpayers also have the right to receive proper information regarding their tax liabilities and the collection process. They may request installment payments, apply for payment extensions, or submit objections in accordance with applicable regulations. By protecting taxpayer rights while enforcing tax laws, tax collection can be conducted in a fair and accountable manner. Effective tax collection also strengthens public trust in the tax system and promotes long-term compliance. In conclusion, tax collection is a structured and legally regulated process designed to ensure that tax obligations are fulfilled and state revenue is protected. Through stages such as reminder letters, forced collection letters, asset seizure, and auctions, the government seeks to collect unpaid taxes while still encouraging voluntary compliance. A fair and effective tax collection system plays a vital role in supporting public services, economic stability, and national development, making tax compliance a shared responsibility of all citizens.